To those that think I have gone off the deep end, I can assure you that I haven't. I have done a number of videos that I believe prove that women can speak and teach, even men in the church. You can click on the link when it comes up, and there are my videos on 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 34 and 35, and 1 Timothy 2:12. I actually thought I was all done with this particular topic, and I was just putting my notes into a book form when I stumbled on something that blew me away. Now, I want you to hear me out because I'm not going to say it right away. And I will be saying things and then you're going to say, that doesn't prove anything. It's at the end. However, I will bring out what I believe is a bombshell. There have been many that have used 1 Timothy 2:12 to keep a woman from teaching from the pulpit. And then, in a sense, they would seal the deal with 1 Timothy chapter 3. Since this chapter comes right after the controversial passage on women, then it appears that the Apostle Paul has shifted gears to let men know what qualifications they will need to fill that position. However, all that I will do is take verse 1 and show from the Greek why the Apostle Paul does support a woman to be an elder in the church. That may sound unbiblical, but I'm going to show you right from the Greek. 1 Timothy 3:1 says, "This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work." I encourage all to look up the words in the Strong's Concordance, where it says, if a man, is translated from the Greek word, according to the Strong's number 1536. It literally means if any. So it's not strictly masculine. So the Apostle Paul is directing this to whosoever is a Christian and not to males only. To those that would say, well, so what? That doesn't prove anything. You know what? I agree. And I'm not done yet. That by itself would be a weak argument. That's not what blew me away. The text continues with the word desire, which again adds nothing to this debate. It is the next part that floored me when I saw it. The text states, the office of a bishop. I challenge all to go to the Strong's Concordance, and I'll leave a link or two in the description box so you can see it for yourselves concerning the Greek word that is ready for this. Translated bishop. I will put it up on the screen for all to see. It's Strong's number 1984, and it means basically a superintendent. So that would mean a person that is in spiritual authority in the church. Now, you might be saying, that don't prove anything. I agree, but I'm still not done yet. Because some words in the Greek are neutral, yet others are masculine, some are feminine. But notice under what I put up on the screen, under parts of speech, there's an N. N stands for noun, and F for feminine. Thus, the Apostle Paul would use the feminine noun concerning the office of a bishop in verse 1. And then, ready for this? Then he will use the masculine noun, Strong's number 1985, in verse 2. If the Apostle Paul really meant to restrict all women from the pulpit, then why did he use the feminine noun in verse 1? To me, it makes perfect sense that he did it this way in order to show that all may be used, since he mentions the female office of bishop first and then the male version. To me, this is something that has been the whole time right in front of us. Yet, we have been so blind to the wisdom of the Apostle Paul. Because those that would argue over 1 Timothy 2:12 only need to look at what he wrote in 1 Timothy 3:1 to show that his restriction on women was not a blanket restriction, but on a certain type of restriction, which I've covered in my other videos. And thus he is still extending the position to women in verse 1 and then to males in verse 2.